Hi guys, today we're going to take a walk around the Load Trail GP22. Shown here is a 102 by 27 plus 5 foot, 32 foot overall, Load Trail Gooseneck Deckover. So most everything you see here is standard equipment. There are a few options. We'll take you around, show you all the standard features as well as those few optional features on this particular model. This particular unit's going to be rated at 22,000 pounds. We can generally get some adjustment to the GVW if you need a different GVW number. It's also available with optional 12,000 pound axles, and you can get electric hydraulic brakes as well. So let's start out up front, show you those features. So it's got a standard 2 5/16 inch gooseneck neck. Of course, you've got your set bolts to set the neck, your spring-loaded pin. This one has the cold weather wiring harness, so it just stays flexible down to negative temperatures. Standard 7-pin plug, as is standard on most all trucks now. It's a 7-pin blade. Of course, your safety chains, and then you've got your breakaway cable. So they do pinstripe these trailers, adds a nice little touch. Of course, your safety tape. Now, some people do ask occasionally, Load Trail and Load Max are essentially the same thing. Back about 20 years ago or so, they branded under both names, but they are the same. So if you see an old Load Max, similar setup to this one here. So tandem jacks standard, as is the front locking toolbox. Notice they've got grease zerks coming out on the jack. This makes it a little bit easier. So this unit's going to weigh in at about 7,500 pounds. Going to give a net legal payload of about 14.5. You're also going to pick up some tongue weight. The most factual tongue weight amount generally tends to be from about the front axle, center of the front axle to the neck. It's about 1% per foot. Quick, easy, conservative rule of thumb would be about 20 to 22%. Longer gooseneck like this, reality probably gonna be more like about 25% when you go across the scales to the neck. So again, 14 and change, two 10K axles, 20,000 times 20% or so tongue weight. You're gonna pick up another 4,000 or so in the truck, fully loaded on this unit. Side step is standard equipment. You've got your all LED lights, rubber grommeted. For tie downs, we have a rub rail, stake pockets, and chain spools or pipe spools, all standard. Now this is a pierced frame model, fairly simple to tell. If you see the top of the I-beam rail or if you see the tread plate over the wheel wells, generally that's going to be pierced frame. This one's got the charcoal gray upgrade with the black wheels. So you're going to see a suspension that's a little different than you might normally see. This is a Dexter HDSS suspension, which is pretty well a copy of the Hutch 9700 suspension that you can see on semi-rigs. That's an upgraded, well, it's standard equipment on Load Trail, but most manufacturers, that would be an upgraded suspension. Typically, you can expect to spend about $1,000 or more for the HDSS on a manufacturer that does not put it on standard. Now, if you're familiar with the standard slipper spring, that's a lot heavier duty suspension. You can see the adjustable bar going back to the back. This is a fully adjustable suspension. The hangers on that are built a lot heavier. They say it's designed for about 1 million mile service life. Ideal for any sort of hot shotter. Now you will see, I'm trying to get you close up underneath. So pierced beam is just that. You'll see the cross member pierces through the 12-inch I-beam. Then you've got some outriggers. Looks like about every second cross member. Then you'll see there's I-beam going across, tying together every so often. So it gets you some better shots of the Dexter HDSS suspension. Fairly heavy-duty setup for the GVW. Mid-marker light is standard on this as well. So if you look up the Dexter HDSS, I think you'll find it's rated for a 15,000 pound suspension. It's on a tandem dual 10, probably a little bit overkill, but a lot of Load Max customers or Load Trail customers are hot shotters or heavy duty users. So gives you a lot more service life than what a normal gooseneck trailer would. A couple other details they put in these, not often or always found in other trailers: mud flaps. You've also got, some of them don't put a latch on the full width ramps. This one here, fairly straightforward. Latches it down so it's not rattling going down the road. Not all full width ramps also have bars that you can stand them up. So you'll see the bar, and then on the other side, I've got it set up so you can see it. It's also got a tread plate backer, which is nice. Couple benefits of the full width ramps are you can lay them over flat, get a full 32-foot usable, or you've got full width loading. And you've also got the ability to use that whole deck length by standing it up. Lots of little details they built into these. If you actually look real close there, you'll notice the treads are raised past so you can get a little bit better traction. They got a good bit of work into making that happen, but gives you a little bit better customer experience when loading. It is a tread plate Beavertail, or I'm sorry, it's a self-cleaning Beavertail with your tread plate backers on your ramps. So of course this is spring assisted. Those are some pretty heavy-duty ramps. Got some extra marker lights. You're only required to have the stop turn tails and the 3 centers. You got an extra marker and an extra stop turn tail on each side. These are the full size rubber grommeted LEDs, not the bullets. Again, on these we went to the charcoal powder coat. Just thinks it gives a nice look. So this is the 32. We also stock this generally in a 25, 28, and a 40 footer, sometimes on the 40 straight decks instead of the Beavertail with ramps. So it is a 12-inch I-beam frame. By going to pierce frame instead of a normal 36-inch deck height, we're down to 32. Gives a nice load angle if you're loading a piece of equipment. Gives you a lower center of gravity if you're ever towing something taller. Gives you 4 more inches of headroom or height you can get legally. This is available in a tag trailer as well. It says the round neck. It's also available in square. We can also do the 5th wheel adapter on these if you'd like. Side toolboxes are probably one of the more common options on this. There's a handful of others available as well. When you go to this model in a 12K underframe bridge and pipe bridge, on certain sizes becomes standard as well. And at 12K, we do some electric hydraulic brakes. Normally 10K would all be standard with the electric brakes. Standard on these are a 12-inch, 19 foot-pound I-beam. Does jump up when you go to the 12K axles. Also available on this with 15K axles, and occasionally we'll do some of these with the air ride. If you have any questions on this or any of our other trailers, feel free to give us a ring at 717-220-4220, or you can visit us on the web at bestchoicetrailers.com. Thanks for looking.